Viajando para Hanamura.
Somos todos soldados agora. A guerra continua.
Oi.
Franco atirador! Cabeças abaixadas!
Viajando para a colônia lunar Horizon. Prepare-se para atacar. Selecione seu herói.
I'm going out on a Saturday night. Just got paid and I feel alright. I drive my car down the street, turn on the music and I feel the beat. I see this girl standing there, step on the brake like I
E aí,
just
pessoal?
don't care. Come on, baby, let me take you out. Show me cars that I want to wow.
A ciência revelará a verdade.
Eu preciso saber como funciona a sua tecnologia.
A existência é inerente à esperança. Não é mesmo?
O ataque começa em 30 segundos.
Eu cuidarei de você.
A mais robusta.
Onde é a dor? Estou de olho em você. Potencial ofensivo aumentado. Graças.
5, 4, 3, 2,
Estou aqui para cuidar de você.
começando o ataque. Capture o objetivo A.
Estou ao seu lado. Precisamos de um médico? Energizada. Me ajudem! Vamos deixar você pronta para a batalha. Dano aumentado. Estou sob ataque. suporte chegou. Atrás de você. De volta à luta. Estou aqui. Ainda não acabou. Estou de volta.
Remita ao seu dispor.
Alguém pediu um médico?
Reforcem suas posições.
Dano amplificado. Estou aqui para cuidar de você.
Estou em chamas. Minha habilidade suprema está pronto. Todos fazam o objetivo.
Objetivo A. Comece o ataque ao objetivo B. Contato visual com o inimigo.
Protocolos de cura em andamento. Estão me atacando! Estou aqui para cuidar de você.
Estou tomando um objetivo. Juntem-se a mim.
Me ajudem! Gladiador, agora você está no ápice da... Heróis nunca morrem.
Pede pra nerfar, noob.
Mercy de plantão.
Vamos lá.
Estou capturando.
Recuperação total. Energizado.
Não posso perder essa chance. Contato visual com o inimigo.
Precisando de um médico? As maravilhas da medicina moderna. Sequência de cura iniciada.
Agrupem-se.
Dano amplificado.
Estou mais poderosa.
Deixa eu te curar.
O suporte chegou.
Estou sob...
Você está na minha.
As maravilhas da medicina moderna. Estou aqui para cuidar de você. Dano aumentado.
Estou tomando o objetivo.
Estou aqui.
Suas posições.
Tomando o objetivo. Vamos deixar você pronto para matar. Potencial ofensivo aumentado.
2-0. Mudando de lado. Prepare-se para se defender. Selecione o seu herói.
novo, essa é nossa! E aí, estão sentindo?
Hora de matar.
Tá todo mundo pronto?
Ah, quero ver me parar agora!
Os adversários atacarão em 30 segundos.
Treinamento. Visualize, depois execute.
Ô meu povo, vamos agrupar aqui! Agrupem-se comigo!
Não se preocupem, amigos. Eu serrei o seu escudo.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Os adversários estão atacando.
Marcado.
É hora de furar! Optando com o passe! Ouviram isso?
Eu te dou.
Pouquinho de cura! Todo mundo mexendo, galera! Medicina sonora!
Fiquem com isso. Vai uma armadura aí.
Sai fora! Pra trás! Acompanhem a batida! Opa! Essa é a minha batida! Sai pra lá! Aumenta o compasso! Bora recuperar um pouco! Opa! Acelerando! É hora de pular! Essa bateu forte! Impulso de velocidade! Medicina sonora!
Hora de acertar as contas.
Opa! Acelerando! Sai fora! Vamos esculachar!
Não resistam. Pede pra levar.
Sai pra lá!
Para liberar o dragão.
Sai pra trás! Isso aqui vai te botar pra cima!
Faltam 60 segundos.
Só no passinho! Um pouquinho de cura!
Já na morte.
Sai fora! Aumenta o compasso! É hora de curar! Inimigo! Sai pra lá! Aí sim!
Faltam 30 segundos.
Eles estão ficando sem tempo. Nós precisamos cedê-los.
Solta o som!
Faltam só 10 segundos.
já!
Encontrei o
Jogada da partida.
Venham comigo!
Abate dele. Abate dele.
Empty bottles in the trunk, sweet breeze on my tongue, summer sipping. You had your fingers through my hair, smoke fill the air, always tripping. Honey Jack in my veins, warm sun, you taste summer sipping. Summer sipping, honey Jack in my veins, warm sun, you taste summer hunters in the night, we had no chance. Killed a chase, the high set me on fire, and we lit the town. Didn't care who we brought down. Heads in the clouds, we could hardly see. We got lucky. You had your fingers through my hair, smoke filled the air. Oh, we were tripping. Honey Jack in my veins, warm sun, you can taste summer sipping.
The Gladiators came out with the win on Kings Road in a wild first match. Event full held the mayhem on Hanamura to take a 2-0 lead heading into the break. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Malik here. Got Brent, got Crumbs in the building as well. Guys, is it safe to say that the Gladiators are about that static? Because they're kind of steamrolling so far in this match.
Yeah, but Saya Player is putting on the show of our lives.
What does he know? What does he know?
Off of this guy.
What does he know?
Dude, he is so good. He's literally transcending this game. I think this guy has so much skill that I just cannot comprehend how good he is. Like, oh my god. Like, we will show this, but this guy is on another level. His practice ethic really is showing.
Oh yeah. But wait, he definitely popped off in Hanamura. But before we do that, let's go ahead and jump into the highlights, starting with
He
Kings
even
Row.
popped off in Kings Row. There's no point in getting. You can get excited for all of this.
Okay, go ahead.
But he held most of the
Unfortunately, it wasn't enough for them to get the win. It wasn't enough for them to get the W.
But he had all the gold medals.
He did. But unfortunately, gold medals don't win you games. Unfortunately, that is not the case.
That's
you know?
really
Otherwise, I would be
contradictory, right? You receive gold for winning something like the trophy, the medal is gold.
We're not going to get into it.
Can I put that on a bumper sticker?
You can if you like, yeah. I mean, it's not copyrighted, I'm sure, but this match was ridiculous. And in my opinion, it was actually the Fisher show. Kings Row, traditionally this Reinhardt-centric match, Fisher flexing his muscle, showing us how it's done. He had multiple game-winning moments.
Check this out, Reinhardt. We actually managed to capture that game-winning moment. Watch this from Fisher.
Okay. Yeah, that was the 180. That was it. That was the 180 that we were talking about before. Instantly, as soon as Awesome Guy moves into the back line with the shatter, he's reacting to it straight away. The guy is actually very aware of his surroundings, which is what you need. You need that spatial awareness when you're playing the Reinhardt in particular, because you need to know exactly where everyone is at the same time. Now we move over to Hanamura. It's a bit of a different game because Saya Player just absolutely took it over.
Unfortunately, though, this is a bit of a case where Saya Player is doing so damn good that it makes the rest of the team not look that good. He's just not enough to single-handedly carry, and he needs his team to step it up.
How is this the case, though? How does this even happen, right? I don't know, because the man was putting out unbelievable statistics across the board. Like, absolutely nutty stuff. And it's like, that's a player that you do want to enable and build around so much so, but they just need something else to really clinch out these wins. Now, granted, Gladiators are a fantastic team, and they're playing very well. They've got Void coming in as well for a certain match as well. That's a great addition for them. The tank lineup of Gladiators is now absolutely phenomenal across the board. So they are up against a hard team here. So are we just not seeing like the ceiling of Florida? I don't really know. Like what? I don't know.
He's still so much of the show watching Saya.
Yeah,
he's so much. He's so
really
focused on
does.
what he's doing.
We have a stat card because
You do have a
we've
stat
been
card.
hyping it up.
You're hyped.
Hyping Saya player. Now let me show you why I was hyped for Saya player. Because in the first defense of Memória, rather, we're gonna take the whole look at Memória. And when you see those stats, man, okay, pretty even. One team won, one team lost. But take a look at right smack in the middle. Scope accuracy, 50% for sure, but not bad. He's one of the best snipers here. 67% for Saya player. This man peaked at 75 until the last fight of this game. 75% scope accuracy on Widowmaker is probably better than aimbot. Like this guy is.
I mean, it's not better than aimbot. Aimbot's like 100%, but it's close to it, mate.
Right?
It's ridiculous. Those kind of numbers that you're putting up are unbelievable. Just to put it into context as well, because that was in context to Shervor. Now, Shervor is what we would also consider to be one of the best Widowmakers in the league. Put it into context, you're looking at 40% is like an average number.
He's doubling it.
Yeah, and he is almost doubling. It is actually ridiculous. You only see this once in a lifetime.
Like, he's so exceptional, but then where's the
This is
rest
just
of
the
the
Saya
team
player
back
show.
him up?
We're not going to talk about it again. We're just going to talk about Saya player being great.
I don't understand how in the middle of a team fight he's able to point out where the supporters are and target them and shoot them in the middle of all the chaos. He finds them somehow. It's bananas.
It really is. One particular player that I do want to talk about as well, we didn't mention him a little bit before in the pre-show, but Shaz as well. The walkout, we talked about him. He had a big game in the game number 1, actually, in general. So he as a player as well, has been performing better and better as time has gone on. And now Gladiators, it's hard to find a weakness for them because they have upgraded almost every aspect of their roster that's going on. Right now, the support line is a little bit, we had question marks about Bikus and Shaz, but across the board, you can really now solidly say that Gladiators, they are a top team.
It was going to be a tall order for Florida to get back into this game. We're heading to Lijiang Tower next. We'll see if Florida can pull off the reverse sweep when we come back.
back to the Overwatch League, everybody. Dylan Monty here in Burbank, California, here at the Blizzard Esports Arena right now for the Houston Gladiators. Houston Gladiators, I just said that, didn't I?
That was our game last.
That's just kind of the day it's going to be.
Gladiators together in one match. Gladiators win.
I've looked into the future. I see teams emerging. No, it's the LA Gladiators, guys, of course. 2-0 lead on the Florida Mayhem. We're going to go to Lijiang Tower, our control map, for the third map. And we've got some subs to talk about.
And nothing too surprising either. Of course, we have seen this the last couple of days since Void became eligible to play with the LA Gladiators. He will be in for Bishu, and Mr. Logic subbing in for Saya player on control as we head to Lijiang Tower.
Yeah, and I mean, we've seen Logic subbed in here and there for Saya player in the past, and a lot of times when that happens, everyone's like, why in the world would you do that? Saya player's amazing. But you know what? Logic has actually performed really well on an individual level for Florida too. So certainly somebody you want to put in there, especially if you're going to have somebody switch a little bit more and not just play the Widowmaker.
Yeah, indeed. And I think also he has been a good performer. I think part of the problem is for the Florida Mayhem that Logix has been pretty consistent as a great tracer main.
Yep.
And he's been good on the Widowmaker as well. But when you have a player like Saya player who is so dominant on the Widow, it can be tough to find places for Logix to slot in as good as he is.
Yeah. A map like this, though, put in Mr. Logic. So we will see if the Gladiators can get that 3-0 lead and win the series off of this map here. Hydration over on the far to start things off. Tvik on the far on the other side. And that's Logic's already making his presence felt with a shot on Hydration. Surefour responds with a headshot on his Ebisai here as we get things rolling. Awesome guy really low. That's a kill for Void. Already this map action-packed, and Gladiators starting to push the Mayhem back.
And they're going to get back over to the point right now. Tvik is hovering behind them on the point, but Hydration will be back soon enough. Tvik takes out Void.
Well, Big Goose was down too, so there was less healing for the Gladiators, but it didn't matter. Still able to take the point.
And only 4 members though. Florida Mayhem, despite having a 6 versus 4 advantage, are being awfully slow and moving into the point.
I was trying to process that one, and I was like, what in the world happened there? Surefour getting aggressive, going in with the SMG. Widow v Widow. All right, he tries to escape, but Surefour not going to let him get out of that situation. Shaz with a really fast transcendence as Gladiators try to defend here. They've already got the man advantage, and they're going to keep the point for now. Fissure walking forward, swinging the hammer, gets a kill on the Manatee. Meanwhile, despite Shaz falling to Logix, it's all LA Gladiators right now so far on Night Market.
I mean, what do you say? You have to win that fight if you're the Florida Mayhem. You have a 6 versus 4, and you're delaying. It seems like the Florida Mayhem are just playing in slow motion today. They can't make decisions together efficiently, and it is really slowing them down. They have a 6 versus 5 right now. Surefour is still on the way back from spawn.
Yeah. They got to try to take advantage. Surefour at least gives this team infra sight, so they know what's up. Fissure waiting for people to come around the corner, throws up the shield, goes for the charge, misses it, could be in trouble now. Oh, manages to avoid being charged on the way back. Awesome guy does get the kill on Void though. And now Fissure a little bit on his own on the point. They're trying to keep him healed up, trying to keep him alive as long as they possibly can. And Hydration gets an angle onto Awesome Guy. Gladiators, that fight started out a little bit rough for them, but man, they pulled that one out of the fire.
I mean, Surefour got around and killed 2 players after he finally rejoined the rest of his team. We can take a look right here. Has that infrasight on the way back, and there's 1 kill onto Zebasai. He's also going to pick up Logix. Logix tries to grapple out and have the elements of surprise, but you're not going to have that when the infrasight has already been used. Like, you fire into the point.
Oh, check your corners. That's right. Nice Earthshatter from Fissure, sets up some kills for Hydration on that barrage, and that's going to be Gladiators holding it right as the point about to end. Just really out of midair. Oh man, I thought the cars on Oasis were dangerous. Look at the style.
The style at the end too, taking a knee after the random kill on the Logix, who Logix was just dashing in there to try and backcap or keep some presence on the point.
Pure skill, you know. Hydration had a good barrage at the end of this one.
What a dominant map here from the LA Gladiators, but I mean, you really have to question the Florida Mayhem. They had so many opportunities to flip this point, and they come up.
I want to see that charge again too.
With the goose egg in terms of control percent.
Yeah. Gladiators, they're happy they've got the big goose instead of the goose egg.
Yeah, you want the big goose, not the goose egg.
That's right. 0 on Night Market. Let's see if Gladiators can put something equally impressive together here on the control center. Florida Mayhem desperate to stay alive in this match. They're out of the overall playoffs, but you still want to get those wins. You still want to come away with it with a victory, of course. The Gladiators are looking pretty unstoppable at this point.
Logic wants to play the McCree now, and this close range, enclosed map point should give him pretty much maximum damage on these shots. And that's
nice shot.
though, is Hydration peeks around the corner and takes out Logic. He does get resurrected. Now Florida looks like they're going to have the first cap. So turning their fortunes around.
Anakin all charged up on Zarya. Florida does get the first cap on control center.
Zarya battles here just to preserve the energy that's already up there for both of these teams. We're not punished for it. The Florida Mayhem are just going to walk backwards, but there's a punishment for you. Does get the resurrection down. But all that energy that's been built up, that is no longer going to be there for Void.
All right, Valkyrie for Zebasai, but Zupa dies immediately. Sure4 untouched here on the high ground. Pushing Florida back, and that's going to be another support ultimate they don't really get a whole lot of value out of. Gladiators can push in now. Graviton Surge used by Florida. The Riptire saves them, bails them out with the Riptire, and seems like Vic's been getting all the crucial kills so far in this round.
With Sure4 up top, there wasn't anyone who's going to be able to reliably kill that Riptire on the way to the Graviton Surge, so nice 3K. Florida Mayhem looking good so far. You're on Lee John. Pushing up again, trying to get some damage into Fisher's barrier. And they are going to force out a Transcendence on the approach.
Yeah, they are. Hydration with the barrage. Gensupa now. Logix tries to find the kill on the Big Goose, but Tavik says, nope, I got this one too. No worries. Fisher does get the kill. Tavik with the Fire Strike, though. So Gladiators still moving forward. They're going to flip the point. And this should just barely turn it around. And now Void and Fissure both have those big crowd control ultimates. Try to buy some time, but we've got a long way to go before they tie Florida Mayhem in control percent here.
Well, they're playing into the Transcendence, though. It's really going to come down to Hydration, putting some damage into the Trance, but it may not be enough. They're going to try it right now.
Yeah, that's right. Zupa uses that Transcendence to try to keep everybody alive. Her Shatter comes through. Gladiators trying to capitalize on it. Awesome Guy throws out his as well. Sure4 backing up, nothing with the Deadeye. Ooh, takes a lot of damage, though barely gets out with his life. It's still going to be Gladiators holding the point for the moment, but Florida not done yet as a Riptire comes in. There goes Shaz, and now Florida can try to push forward again. Maybe. They've got Awesome Guy down at about half health, so that's tough. Oh, but nice kill on the Void. Hydration, meanwhile, doing what he can with the Pharah up on the high ground. Deadeye from Logix catches Fissure somehow. That's not something you expect. And Florida gonna flip this point back.
Now, Gladiators are going to be okay, though, because they're going to come back with 2 support ultimates. They forced Florida to burn both of theirs in the last fight. So Gladiators, they're fine to go ahead and reset. They have another fight in them. Before this map, or this point rather, goes Florida's way.
Going to have full support ultimates. They've got the Barrage too. Sure4 with an early kill on Tavik. That's a nice pick for Gladiators. Rez comes in. Everybody's trying to focus Hydration right now. They know he's got the barrage. They do not want to let him get anywhere close. Oh, but he doesn't need to. There's a flip and the kill on the Awesome Guy. Florida Mayhem has to back off. They've got time.
Tavik gets 2 in the back line. He actually went all the way around, got Shaz and Fissure, and he's going to get out with his life. So big opportunity now for the Florida Mayhem. They're not going to be playing into a Reinhardt at all.
Well, Tavik got res, and that's what kind of set him up to get those kills. Meanwhile, Florida does flip it back again. Gladiators in a little bit of trouble. Tavik waiting for the tire. Graviton's used. Hydration pops that barrage. Gets Awesome Guy, but not much else. And Florida looking great on this point so far. Shaz gets managed, but they're going to need more than that. It's just the supports left for the Gladiators. Florida can re-engage.
It's a 4 versus 2. They can just walk up on these supports. There's no need to be afraid. Now they finally get him out, and there's the cap. It goes over to the Florida Mayhem. What a play by Tavik. If he doesn't get those 2 kills at the end of that fight, looks like Gladiators were going to be able to hold strong.
I mean, Tavik had so many good plays during this match. That's one right there, of course. A crucial pick on Shaz. Got the 3K with the Riptire. Got more from that later. Like you said, got res, went back, did the play we just saw, and keeping the Florida Mayhem in this map.
I mean, that's game-changing, right? You have the Transcendence. If you're on the Gladiators, you lose that as to Vic kill Shaz, and then you lose the barrier from the tank as well. So you can't prevent the Florida Mayhem from walking up on you. You can't stop any of that Junkrat damage from coming in. The fact that he made it out with his life, what a bonus. And Florida Mayhem, going to tie up Lijiang. It will be decided here on Gardens.
Yeah, our third round here on Lijiang Tower. Logic's already looking for targets with that Widowmaker. Finds a big chunk of Chaz. Oh, but he gets knocked off. Has a grapple to stay alive. Nearly takes out Hydration in the process. It's a nice move by Logic to stay alive. Can he get some revenge here? No. Fissure comes in for the finish. Gladiators with a nice lead in the fight early on. And they're in position to take this point first.
No way to get back to that Widowmaker either. Surefour covering that to ensure that there is not going to be a resurrection attempt. Hydration now going to be playing around that bridge. And that's going to force Florida Mayhem to go around the backside, the covered side of the point.
Yep. You don't want to give Hydration any more shots than he can. Can still fire down that corridor. Fissure gets an early kill onto Logix, actually.
They spawn camped Logix, so he was isolated for the rest of the Florida Mayhem. The tanks on the side of the Gladiators realize this. He dies instantly, and now it's a 6 versus 5 on the point.
Yeah, that's right. No shields. That cooldown was down for Winston as the defensive matrix runs out. They have to back away. Too much damage coming in for the Rockets. Barrage is going to be coming soon here, too, if Hydration wants to. Surefour with 2 kills already, though they may not need it. That was Zebasai down. You can save that one. Reset from Supa. Jump it off anyway.
We have to look at that Valkyrie again from Zebasai because almost all
awesome
happening
guy.
in there. Remember, Logix was down, and in a way, they actually just prolonged their own loss of that fight as the Valkyrie is used. There's been a lot of wasted time today from the Florida Mayhem, whether it's their half-health tanks scrambling around the backside of Hanamura, using a Valkyrie to extend a fight that you really probably weren't going to win.
And the lack of communication, too. You know, at the end of that fight, we saw Zupa intentionally jump in to respawn faster. Meanwhile, Awesome Guy still tries to escape, even though he's got like a quarter health left. So the staggering is kind of self-inflicted by Florida right now.
Self-inflicted staggering is the perfect phrase for it, though. Huh?
Really does seem that way. Gladiators with all 6 ultimates now, and 80 control % built up. They are in prime position to win this map, and that helps. Surefour finds Logix. What a flick to finish him off.
And they don't have a Mercy. They switched the Lucio to Blitz, so that pick incredibly important.
Oh, yeah. Zupa uses that Tranquility. Gladiators can just back it off and play it safe, wait that one out. They're going to use theirs as well. They got both support ultimates dedicated to this fight. Florida trying to flip the point back, but Fissure already on top of things. Single-handedly eliminates both supports, and that should be about it. Despite the heroics from Tavik trying to be attempted here on the Genji. I think it's going to be tough for Florida to retake this one. Awesome Guy has that Primal Rage, but he's a bit on his own. He'll have to rage outside the game. Well, hopefully not. Either way, Gladiators very close to winning this map right here. Only Zupa left. That is it. Gladiators will take Lijiang Tower, and they will take this series 3-0 so far. One more map to go, but the Gladiators have this one.
And that's one more step to the Gladiators, not only towards that stage playoffs, but towards the season playoffs. They're catching on fire at exactly the right time.
Yeah, to win it with a lot of map wins like this, too, certainly helps out. One more map to go, guys. We'll see you after the break.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by Sour Patch Kids. Sour, sweet, gone.